Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. We're going mini off today. Callaway Bertha 1.5 mini driver, if you like, against TaylorMade Aero Burner mini driver, both 12 degrees of loft. Let's look at the mini burner and the mini 1.5 from Callaway. So we're going drivers, but in a mini variety. Let's get stuck in. Right, so let's have a little compare of some mini drivers. A few people asking me for this one, so let's do it, shall we? We've got TaylorMade Aero Burner Bertha 1.5 mini. The TaylorMade is, I think, around 20 cc's larger, 253 compared to, I think, 235 cc's. Slightly smaller head in the Callaway, which you kind of just see down at the ball. You get the white head, obviously, in TaylorMade, with dimples and wings. Who doesn't want a wing? For aerodynamics. Yeah, not quite getting that, but you know, they've got to call it something. You get black all over finish with a shiny black top with a kind of a more, not matte, but not shiny faced black face on the Callaway. You get changeable neck in the Callaway, so you can move the loft down 1, up 2, and you can change the line. No changeability on my Aero Burner Mini. You get the slot in the Aero Burner Mini to try and maximise ball speeds from the biggest parts of the face, so you don't get the drop off. No, you don't get any of that in the Bertha 1.5, but you will get their face, which is maximised across. You know, they all do face stuff, don't they? The TaylorMade is shorter, so the Callaway is longer. The kings of distance are trying to squeeze out some kings of distance from that extra length of shaft. All custom fittable, remember, but that's gonna be there for a reason as well. So slightly smaller head and slightly longer, a bit more changeable, and it's black to the white. It's got a slot. Is your tech. Read into your tech as much as you wish. I know some like to read quite a lot. So let's look at the Callaway to start. I've got real ball data coming with my Titleist Pro V1X balls and the GC2 HMT soon too. I just hit a couple with them to show you what it feels like. So it does feel long, which doesn't bother me, but I think for lots of people who are buying this club, maybe to try and replace a driver that's wild, having something so long could be slightly dangerous on a small head, but that's for you to try. Let's give it a hit. Sits nice and neutral down by the ball. I mean, I do find both of these, to be honest, very easy to hit. I can see why they're there. I don't mind my driver, so I would almost be using this as a free wood replacement, but then it almost goes too far often, so it doesn't actually fit. And I've done videos on both of these individually if you want to see my opinion on who should be using these, really, if anyone. They're kind of very niche-y products. It's a kind of, I like the sound of this. I mean, Callaway do produce nice sounding clubs. It makes a very nice sound. It looks good down by the ball, sits nice and square. I could totally game that, no problem. Now the white one looks fantastic as well. The white does look good. The wing and the dots all kind of a bit bells and whistly for me, but that's what these guys kind of do. The bigger head, I think, will appeal maybe to people who want it a little bit more friendly, possibly. And now after using this one, that one, so the TaylorMade feels shorter and much more manageable, which I think is quite interesting. Sits nice and square down by the ball as well, which I like. The black face, white head look good. Much louder TaylorMade sound, so much more kind of garish in its noise as you hit it. Let's give it another hit. Feels good. I mean, it feels solid. They both feel solid. This one feels like it's coming off the face faster because of that sound, but we'll measure that and see if that's actually true. Field plays such a big role in those kind of things. Yeah, it's a very different sound. Now that looks much higher to me as well, so it'll be interesting to see what the data of both 12 degrees and this one's set at 12 on its setting. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes out on the data. Let's take a look. I think on choice of looks, I'm not sure. I like the small head, to be honest, but I can see the white and the big head appealing to more people. Let's look what the data says. Right, let's take a look at some data then. So Aero Burner Mini is going 230 for me, where the Callaway 1.5 is going 243. So quite a noticeable difference in distance of those two. And I couldn't work out where it was coming at the start, so I did a bit more testing with my, I got the dots on the face to make sure I was getting strike and what have you. You can see my club head speed was 2 miles an hour faster with the Callaway over the TaylorMade, and that's going to be that length of shaft more than anything else for me, I think. So the kings of distance are squeezing some distance out through that extra length of shaft, which for me, I'm getting that little bit more speed and then in effect distance out of it. If we go back to ball fly, the TaylorMade is spinning a little bit more, 3,300, where the Callaway is around at 2.4, and the Callaway is going lower. Both set at the same loft, Callaway launching at 11, and the Aeroburner launching higher at 13. And again, both set at the same loft. I couldn't quite work out why that was, and then I looked deeper into them. I think that extra 20 cc's of head around, whatever it is, it's around that. The bigger head of the TaylorMade is maybe encouraging me to deliver a little bit more dynamic loft. Centre of gravity possibly a bit further back in a bigger head. Centre of gravity always tries to catch up with the handle ends, so there might be a little bit more bowing forwards, which could add some more dynamic loft. That's all I could think of, really. Strikes were very similar across the two sets of clubs. So for me, well, if you're going for distance, I'd pick the Callaway as long as you can control the length of the shaft. But the other thing to bear in mind with this club, it's got to be hitting a distance. So if I want that to sit in my set with a driver, well, the 2.43 is almost a bit too far, and the 2.30's a little bit too low. Basically, these clubs for me don't really have a place. The 3-wood and the driver do everything I need them to do. I think if you're going to drop a driver out, so your top end club is going, maybe the Callaway with that extra distance, as long as you can control the length, might be a better option. But you're going to have to be able to align the sweet spot with the ball, because you can see the smaller head might be a little bit more punishing, and on the TaylorMade a bit easier with the bigger one. Best thing to do is try. Interesting two clubs. They're very niche-y. I did that comparison just because there's a few people asking. You know, if you want one of those two clubs, I think it's hard to make a decision. It kind of gives you a bit of an outline of what you're looking for when you go and test your ones, because that's always the best way to do it. Let me know which one might suit your game best. Post comments down below as always. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark, also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.